And welcome inside Larry Miller Field, the site of the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. I'm Dusty Lister, so glad to have you along with us. Our one-loss bracket matchup, the Viewmont Vikings and the Woods Cross Wildcats. Winner moves on to play tonight at 7 o'clock against Lehigh, and the loser is done for the season. And we're going to have a lot of fun today. This is a Region 5 tilt. We'll have a blast. Let's go through the defensive lineup for the Viewmont Vikings. At first base is Shiona Fayamani. At second base, Brody Hooper. Third base, Jackson Marble. And at short is Luke Jacobs. In the outfield and left field is Tegan Burnside. In center field is Austin Horlacher. And in right field is Max Lee. And the battery for this game is Braxton Brennenstall on the hill and Cal Miller now on the dish, as Cal has played nearly everywhere. As a starting pitcher on Monday, shortstop, third base, and now on the dish. Leading off for Woods Cross is Cole Smith, the third baseman, followed by Max Moffitt and Gavin Shoup. And Brennenstall gets the ground ball. Jacobs on the charge. Luke across the infield to Fayamani in time, and Cole Smith retired the 6-3 putout. Coming to the plate now is the center fielder, Max Moffitt. Max pitched last night. And he offers the first pitch. 2 pitches and 2 outs. As now one goes out in left field by Tegan Burnside. And that brings up Gavin Shoup. The second baseman. Brennenstall's pitch finds the zone, and the immaculate inning will not happen. I've got to bring it up every game. Reed Detmers had the immaculate inning last year with the Angels. After he had thrown a no-hitter. It wasn't back-to-back. It was actually after he went down to the minors and came back. And we have a hit by pitch. No, foul ball. So 1 ball, or probably 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Gavin Shoup. It's a rare nubber. Caught him at the bottom of the knob of the bat there. And the 0-2 had 1 to burn. Count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. Got to hand it to Viewmont. I know Johnny Garrison's there helping out with the football team in their uniforms, but the football uniforms are awesome. I love these baseball uniforms. This is very much 1980s look. Sharp. The single shirt is that one that misses. And it goes 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And in about 5 years, we'll have the vest will come back into style, what we had in the 90s. The vest with the T-shirt underneath it. It's a sharp look. It's called strike 3. So Brennenstall retires him in order. And that'll do it for the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first inning when we come back. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. Welcome back into Larry Miller Field. Let's go through the defensive lineup for the Woods Cross Wildcats. Starting at first base, Harley Vicharilli. On second base is Gavin Shoup. Third base, Cole Smith. And at short is Bo Blackwell. In the outfield from left to right is Thomas Pattison. In left center field, Max Moffitt. In right field, Kason Lithgow. And the battery for today's game is Beckham Stanger on the bump. And on the dish is Stetson Critchley. The lineup for the Viewmont Vikings, led off by shortstop Luke Jacobs. Second is Cal Miller, followed by Braxton Brennenstall, Jackson Marble, Max Lee, Shiona Fayamani, Brody Hooper, Logan Skidmore, and Tegan Burnside. And not hitting but playing is the center fielder Austin Horlacher. So we'll start with Luke Jacobs. This young man's got a very good bat. And Luke looks at ball one. And the 1-0 to Jacobs. In there for a called strike one. Evens the count up. And the pitch inside misses. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 lifted into center field. And ranging back and camping underneath a well-struck fly ball is Max Moffitt, who had time to eat lunch before making that catch. And I'll bring up Cal Miller. And of course, the seniors on this Viewmont team, it's graduation day. And they are missing graduation, so we did the walk. That stream was shown earlier, and we had to we stopped and restarted. But it was good to have those moments. The second one we've had, able to walk for these seniors on graduation week. As Cal Miller steps in and looks at ball one. Does not offer at that second pitch. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. To the catcher, Cal Miller. That one is in there for a called strike. Cal's had a good week at the plate. One of the better bats in this Viking lineup. Got in on the fist and fouled away. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. And now the 2-2 off the plate here from Beckham Stanger. Count goes full. And that ball lifted out of play. And we'll redo it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. To Cal Miller. Certainly his dad appreciates good baseball. And Cal Ripken, obviously the namesake, as that ball flipped into left field. Tailing down. It will get down. He dove after it. It's going to be extra bases. Cal Miller around second, heading into third. And it will be a triple for Cal Miller. No error on the play. Did not touch it. That's a tough ball. When that ball's coming down, to dive or slide or just play it off the hop, you typically play it off the hop to preserve the extra bases, but also appreciate wanting to make the catch on the play out there in left field and Thomas Pattison. But it gets past him, and that is a triple. So a man on third and 1 out for the Vikings. That brings up the pitcher, Braxton Brennenstall. The chance to help himself out. Lifts this ball to right field and out of play. And that one's wide of the plate. He was counting up at a ball and a strike. Brennan Stahl, 463 hitter, looking for his 40th RBI on the year. The 1-1, chopped foul down the third base line. And we'll move the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Brennan Stahl has also hit 11 doubles on the year, and something we have not seen yet. He has 8 home runs on the year. We've yet to have a home run at Larry Miller Field. Had a ball from Holt off the wall in left field. in our earlier game with Salem Hills. And now the 1-2 misses inside. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good energy in the ballpark in these region rivals. Not only that, they're border towns, Woods Cross and Bountiful. The 2-2 swung on and missed, strike 3, and Brenna Stahl retired for the second out of the inning. That brings up Jackson Marble, the third baseman. Seen him come in and pitch a couple times this week. And that ball gets away. Cal Miller will come in to score on the pass ball, and it is 1-0 Viewmont. So 1 ball, no strikes. As that one got away, I think Mr. Umpire going to make sure they get the ball, but also make sure guys stay off the top step of the dugout. You always have to keep the order of the dugout, the high school kids. And that one misses. The 2-0 wide of the dish. 3 balls and no strikes. See if Stanger can compose himself and come back here. And the 3-0 misses inside, ball 4. So a runner on first and 2 outs. Brings up Max Lee. And he's followed up by Siona Fayamani. That ball lifted high into the blue sky. And ranging over for the can of corn is Max Moffitt. And that will do it for the first. We're through 1 complete. It is Viewmont leading Woods Cross 1-0. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. And welcome back in. Dusty Litster here with you. I think Addison Grayson just getting back after her wedding a couple weeks ago. Get back into real life with BYU, and also Andrew Hare helping us out running the scoreboard. Trying to free up my brain. I had somebody come up and say, hey, give us more color on the commentary. So one way to do that is to free the brain up. So I'm not mentioning any more relations unless I know and I've had a family tree in front of me. If it's not on familytree.com, then I'm not saying it anymore. As that one misses. Coming to the plate to lead off the inning for Woods Cross is the pitcher, Beckham Stanger. And Beckham lifts that one out of play, evens the count up at a ball and a strike. That one in there for a strike. So 2 balls and a strike here to Stanger. And this ball lifted into right center field. It's a long run, and the catch is made by Austin Horlocker. And that brings up Bo Blackwell, the shortstop. Again, win and come back and play at 7 o'clock. And if you win at 7 o'clock from this game, you'll play tomorrow. If none of the one-loss teams win either the 4:30 or 7 o'clock game, then tomorrow's a day off for the baseball tournament. Softball state championships will start. And you'll have those 5A and 6A games right here on KSLSports.com. Mark Winterton will be on the call. And depending on what happens, whether or not he has a color person or not. As that one misses 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 from Brennan Stahl. Swung on, strike 2. That ball hit well in the left field. That's going to get down. So a 1-out single. Going to put Bo Blackwell on the base paths. Both swung a good bat the last couple of days. Stetson Critchley coming to the plate. Stetson Critchley. Sometimes when you have names for the first time, you get to church them up a little bit. Like Joe Dierte instead of Joe Dirt. Stetson looking to move the runner. His job is get him in the scoring position. And Critchley fisted to short. Jacobs over to second in time on the first. Got him. 6-4-3 double play. Thought when I first came off the bat that it was not going to be hit hard enough to get the double play, especially the left-handed batter. But a quick turn in the middle with Hooper and Jacobs gets him in time. We go to the bottom of the second inning. You're watching the 5A state baseball tournament. Welcome back in. Dusty Litster with you. Leading things off for Viewmont is Shiona Fayamani. Fayamani looks at ball 1. And the 1-0 is in there for a called strike. And that ball's out of play. And now the 1-2 to Fayamani. Now ball hit well to center field. Moffitt on the run. Goes down and gets it. Third put out there for Moffitt in center field. And Fayamani retired for the first out of the inning. Nicely done. There have been times this week that, man, the outfield just seems huge here at Larry Miller Field. So much ground to cover there in center field. And the only time that really happens is just the dimensions. The center fielders have had to go a long, long ways to make catches this week. As Hooper looks at ball 1. I'm not smart enough to explain whether or not the dimensions actually do that, but it just feels that way. I could turn to someone who's much smarter than me that could tell you how fast this pool's going to fill up based on how fast he filled up a gallon jug. That man is extremely smart, and he does exist. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. Count moves to 2 balls and a strike. If you know what I'm talking about our swimming analyst, Paul Larson, happens to be my father-in-law. But that's what he does, and he fills up his pool. He takes a gallon jug and a stopwatch. You can fill it up and say, all right, it'll take you this long. The pool should be filled by this time. And the 3-1 pitch is off the mark, and it's a walk. So 1-out walk to Hooper. Puts a man on. He brings up Logan Skidmore, the designated hitter. And you try to keep Hooper close to first. I haven't seen a lot of hit and run this week. Strong secondary lead from Hooper, and the breaking ball finds the zone for a called strike. Skidmore, driven in 8 runs this year. He does have a double, a triple, and a home run to his credit. The 0-1 misses. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 up and in, misses. Throw down to second. In time, came off the bag too. Yes, he's out. Critchley does a great job. Terrific pop time. Get that ball down to second base. And you see the field turf. As that slide, he goes over the bag as well. But I think he got him before that. Maybe came off the bag on the slide. Umpires today, first base is Travis Turner, one of the good guys. And he's really good. I don't know if he does Uber Eats on his time off, but he acted as one today for me. Tim Justice on third, and on the dish is Anthony Preston. 3 balls and a strike here to Skidmore. And the count goes full. And the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. And that'll do it for the inning. No hits, 0 errors, and we'll be back with the top of the third when we come back from the 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament. Top of the third inning, and want to take a minute to always thank our sponsors, Heidemann and Associates, our presenting sponsor. Get a free consultation from a full-service law firm, so no matter what your law needs are. This isn't, for personal injury, whatever it is. Go to utah.law, find the law office nearest you, or call Heidemann and Associates, and you can get free consultations. Let them know that Rewind sent you, and Justin Heidemann will take care of you. A little extra sauce on that if you let them know that Dusty sent you. I've known Justin for a long time. It's one of my favorite guys. Both of us grew up in Little Wellington, Utah, and Justin's built a terrific law firm. One of the most trusted guys I know. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Again, go to utah.law, and if you're local down here in Provo, main office down here in the River Bottoms, right across the street from the golf course. Go hit the driving range and go see your lawyer for free. And a flat wheel living will and trust, or flat rate living will and trust. The 2-0 foul down the line. Heard some fans yelling for a balk. It's not a balk because the umpire called time. When the umpire calls time, no matter what the pitcher does from there, it's not going to stand. So, make sure we clarify that. The 2-1 misses up and in. The count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Braxton Brennan-Stahl, the pitcher. Yeah, ooh. That one just buzzed. So put the leadoff man on, and Alex Holdstock brings up Thomas Pattison, the left fielder. And that bunt is foul. Count goes 0-1. The 0-1 misses just wide of the plate. They're going to crash third in their bunt coverage. Sometimes you want to get too crazy with your bunt. If there's true sacrifice, it's just about getting it on the ground. As Pattison takes the fastball and fouls off the bunt. It's also hard to bunt once above your hands. You have to be able to get your hands above the ball. Swing and a miss, strike three. And Pattison goes down for the first out of the inning. Now go to the 9-hole hitter, Kason Lithgow, the left fielder. Probably right fielder. And Lithgow looks at strike one. And now the 0-1. And that's wide of the plate. And now the 1-1 pitch from Brennan Stalls off the plate. Ball two. Good count to be in. 2 balls and a strike with a runner on first base. Expect another fastball. There's the fastball. Chopper to second, or probably short. Jacobs with it over to first in time. Back-to-back innings ended with Luke Jacobs starting a double play. The unassisted out at second, and the throw to first to end the top of the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Viewmont coming to the plate up 1-0. You're watching the 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on your online home for state championships, KSLSports.com. Bottom of the third inning. And it's leading off the bottom of the third is Woodside. No, it's Lithgow, right? Number 2, that was actually, they hit for Lithgow, so. From Team Burnside, you're right. Look at the wrong sheet. So Burnside hit by pitch. That brings up Luke Jacobs. So it is Tegan Burnside on first. And Jacobs at the plate. Found the warning track in the first inning, but was retired for the out by Moffitt out in center field. Jacobs has been dead center. I mean, he has been center cut since Monday and nearly every approach. And now the throw to first with a good left-hand bat. Sometimes you put that runner in motion because you expect your left-handed hitter hit behind the runner, be able to go first to third. Playing him deep in right field, pretty shallow in center, just above the logo. As Jacobs looks at ball 2. .444 hitter on the season. 17 RBIs, 8 doubles, 7 triples, and 3 home runs. Fouls that one back to the screen, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it's a great thing about baseball and life. If you're a good baseball player, you're usually fairly calm about things in life because if you think about it, Luke Jacobs is an extremely good baseball player, but he does not get a hit more than 50% of the time. He's just shy of 50% of the time getting on base. As he swings and misses here, the drop third strike doesn't matter with the first base occupied. So Jacobs retired for the first out of the inning. That's just the crazy thing about baseball. Brings up Cal Miller, the sophomore. 447 hitter. Fouls the first pitch away. Throw to first, just to keep him close. And stat back down. No balls and 1 strike to Cal Miller. Tripled his last time up, goes the opposite way and foul.
What's the count?
Is there any more graduations today?
Not that I'm aware of.
And the 1-2 pitch, and Miller lifts that one out of play. Viewmont's not won a state championship in baseball since 1975. Well, in 1970, or 1969, 1973, and 1975, as that pitch gets by Critchley. Advance the runner to second base. So runner scoring position here for Cal. And the 2-2 pitch from Stanger. Check swing, and another pass. Oh, got him. Take that one off the elbow, so put the runner back at second base. There'll be runners at first and second on the hit batsman. "20 batters have been hit by a pitch this week. 20. That's by far some of the most I've seen. Tell me how good pitching's gone. I'm just joking. I'm just teasing. But we'll take a quick break. You're watching the 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament. So a quick little conversation at the mound. With runners on first and second. Brings up Braxton Brendenstall. It's the reason for the visit. Brendenstall's got a good stick. The pitcher looking to help himself out. And snap back to second base. Nothing doing. That's Woods Cross has not won a state championship in baseball in school history. Of course, you have there in Bountiful, Viewmont in Bountiful, and then Bountiful High School. And then Woods Cross, the most recent baseball championship was with Clark Stringfellow and his baseball team just not that many years ago, winning a state championship. And that ball fouled off down the first baseline. Thought they saw something there. Of course, Coach Stringfellow, longtime head baseball coach, decided not to coach this year. But won a state championship in 2014. Clark, one of the fun guys. Longtime offensive coordinator for Coach Larry Wall. Longtime athletic director, Bountiful. Ball lifted into dead center field. Moffitt ranging back, makes the catch on the back pedal. It'll advance the runner to third. Oh, mishandles the relay throw. And coming around third to score is Keegan Burnside. Got hit by a pitch. And an error on the shortstop on the relay gives Burnside the plate. And it's 2-0 Viewmont. And it's Jackson Marble coming to the plate. In fact, both runs today for Viewmont. One came on a pass ball, and that one comes on a mishandle on the relay. And that's off a hit batsman. So Marble steps in. And looks at strike one. And the 0-1, no, we're going to snap over, not in time. A happy Wednesday to you, wherever you are. Beautiful weather day. I don't believe we have any weather in our future. Our team meteorologist is going to double check me on that. We do have a couple weather systems, but they're away from us. They're not. No threat of rain today. So our friends at UVU run the 6A tournament. They breathe a sigh of relief. Two balls and one strike to Jackson Marble. Line drive up in the middle. Oh, mishandled initially, then throw over to first off the line. Fischerelli able to get it and the tag. And that's a tough one, take it on the chest. But the double play will end the inning. But a run comes across for Viewmont as we go to the fourth inning. It is 2-0 Viewmont leading Woods Cross. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament. Cole Smith leading things off in the top of the fourth inning for Woods Cross. Cole grounded out to short in his first plate appearance as he fouls that one back. So again, if you're watching and you're looking for another game or anything else, go check out all the state tournament games here on KSLSports.com. It is the streaming home for state championships in the state of Utah. We got the lacrosse. Lacrosse started earlier than baseball did today. I think lacrosse started at 10 a.m. Dane Stewart is holding that down with the boys and girls lacrosse tournaments at Westminster. Alex Napolis is out at Zions Bank Stadium for the soccer. JT Wistersill is at UVU for 6A baseball. And then, of course, I'm here. And on Friday, we'll be moving over to UVU. Chopper to second base. Hooper can't handle it. It'll be E4 and put Cole Smith aboard. So the error on Hooper. Leadoff man is on for Woods Cross. And that's going to bring up Max Moffitt, the center fielder. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. Moffitt flew out to left. And his only plate appearance in the first inning. Been a good pitching performance here from Berenstahl. Matter of fact, for Viewmont, it's been good pitching. Thought about on Monday, lost to Lehigh. Cal Miller had the start on that one. Lehigh's just been scorching with the bats. And that was the game that had the 4 straight extra base hits. As Cal Miller comes up, throwing to second. The throw was on time. Oh, staying safe. That was close. Thought he had him. I know our resident catcher might think he was out a second, maybe. Nothing? Okay, that's okay. Elena, right next to her, she was a college catcher. That was really close. But umpires going to get together and see if the first base umpire has anything. But look, only if he's got it definitively is he going to call it. He's like, look, if you called him safe, we're going to call him safe. It was a great throw by Cal Miller. An attack from Hooper, but and call him safe and leave him at second base. Who am I? I'm how many 100 yards away from second base? If it was clear and obvious, I'd have a strong opinion. And I'm sure our red and gold fans are yelling it was clear and obvious. Got it. So coming to the plate now is Max Moffitt. Then the 2-1 to Moffitt is lifted out of play. It'll move the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2. The short. Jacobs able to get it. Gets up. Throws to first. Fiamani can't corral the throw. And that's going to bring Cole Smith around to score. And that will move Moffitt to second. So in given first base was not on the throw, so he beat it out. So it will be a hit. And then the throwing error scores the run. So there is an error on the board, but it only is on the run, not the hit. So that is not an RBI for Max Moffitt. As Cole Smith scores on the error. For those of you tallying up the stats at home, make sure that's understood. So runner in scoring position. The tying run is at second base. They're going to try to bunt him home or bunt him over. Bunts that ball into the dugout. Or Gavin Shoup. Yeah, bunting's about soft hands. You got to have your hands above the ball. If you drop your hands below it and lower that bat level, that's what you're going to do. You're going to pop that up. The 0-1 misses inside. Count goes to a ball and a strike. 4:30 game today is going to be Salem Hills and Timpanogos. Rematch of yesterday's game. Hits this one out to left field. Burnside gets back on it. The throw to third is offline, so we're going to advance the runner to third. And so the tying run is 90 feet away. Oh, and a little hidden ball trick there at third. Oh, no, we're appealing to second, saying he went early. Apologize, I'm cleaning up my book, making sure I had it right. They appealed to second base. And our first base umpire, who's never wrong, calls him out, saying he went early on the tag. So the 2-0 pitch from Stanger lifted into right field. Going to go back a little ways to go get it. And does. Max Lee there for the catch. And that will do it for the top of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. And Viewmont leading 2-1. You're watching the 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament. Max Lee will lead things off for Viewmont in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Max wears it. That's when, as soon as Stanger threw it, that is the 21st hit batsman of the week. I don't know what the analytics say about that, but that's not a positive number. I don't know what Joe DiPizito thinks about it. If you don't know, Joe DiPizito is actually the character that Pete in the movie Moneyball is based on, but he didn't want his name attached to the movie. Of course, Joe DiPizito's gone on to go to football and a couple other places, back in baseball now, I believe. That ball lifted out of play. But now Billy Beans will be moving to Las Vegas. As Las Vegas has completely nearly raided the entire cupboard there in Oakland. Warriors moved to San Francisco. The Raiders rightfully moved to Las Vegas. And now the A's are doing the same thing. Oh, Fiamani going to wear it back-to-back hit batsman. So Shonen Fiamani goes to first. That brings up the second baseman, Brody Hooper. No defense for a walk or a hit batsman. Then Hooper shows bunt, pulls back. Ball one. Hooper walked in his last at bat. And now the 1-0 from Stanger. And that's in there for a called strike. So leaving the count. Got 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 gets the bunt down to Hooper. They'll advance the runners to second and third as he's out at first. Yeah, and I don't know if they're going to check in the box if that hit him. If it hit him, we'll be moving guys back, and that was a weird hop off the bat. Yeah, dead ball, put him back in the box. Yep. So put the runners back at first and second, and Hooper will come back. When it first went off the bat, it looked funny. It kind of took that really weird hop, but it went off his foot. So we'll put the count back to 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Hooper back in the box. It's a foul ball, so now a bunted third strike would be an out. Had 2 yesterday. It's separate games. I was hearing someone say they thought it was obvious. We had a home run supposedly last night that was a ground rule double, then it was a home run, and then it was a ground rule double in the 6A tournament. So they say that some of the worst witnesses are eyewitnesses in criminal cases. Huh? Yeah. We had this yesterday, so Fiamani, courtesy runner, but I don't know if it's a courtesy for a first baseman. Let me double check that because he can be pinch run for and have to re-enter, which would kill the re-entry. So later in the game, in a critical moment, if you want to bring in a pinch runner, you'd be lifting one of your better bats. As Hooper lifts this one toward the first base dugout, and nice effort there from Visarilli. There you go. He's rewarded. Took it off a couple of hops and able to get it. I think Addison had that on the screen. Yeah, she did. Addison's had the tough job between the two of us this week. I mentally have to keep things together. She's had to stand out in weather and the rain and wait. At least she had a really cool pink and white coat last night when it got a little chilly. It was awesome. The 1-2 line back. Oh, he caught it. Stinger with the catch and doubles him off at first. How'd he do it? Trying to get out of the way of the ball. Looky, what's in my glove. And doubles off the speed-up runner at first base. So 2 outs. So that's a good thing of a catcher coming out and say, hey, look, that hit him in the box, right? Umpires get together, say, yep, bring him back. Because you would have the out, but runners on second and third. Bring him back. He hits a line drive. Boom, get the double play. And there you go. I don't know what anybody else does in their book, but I always do L1 on a line drive out, especially one like that. It's not really an F1. I want to know that's a line drive. And what a play from Stanger. Man, that was pretty. A ball out of play from Skidmore. There's a son that did not, I'm sure he didn't do anything nice for his mom on Mother's Day either. He almost let his mom get hit with the ball. Didn't even try to take it away. Sitting right behind her. It's so rude. Mama Litster wouldn't have stood for that. That's strike 2 to Skidmore. Skidmore went down looking. His only plate appearance, but has a chance to drive in a run. And that one up and away. Here's about how unfortunate the line drive is, but it's where base runners freeze on a line drive. It's not secondary after a line drive. It's freeze on a line drive. You see the ball through the infield with 1 out, or no outs, 1 out. But just kind of go back to think about that play from Stanger. That was awesome. And that one is up and in. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs And a runner on second. Ball called, strike three. Breaking ball in the inner half, got him looking. And an inning that looked like was going to be big for Viewmont. The Wildcats go unscathed. We go to the top of the fifth, and it's 2-1. Viewmont leading Woods Cross. Wildcats come to the plate. So top of the fifth inning, Woods Cross trailing 2-1. At the plate is Bo Blackwell. Bo swung a good bat this week. Singled his last time up. Strike two, pardon me. And that one misses. Ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 misses. And now the 2-2 from Brennan Stahl. Chop to the left side. Long throw across the infield. Got there in time. That is the thing about the turf. You hear Ozzie Smith talk about this a lot. On those long throws that he played back in old Busch Stadium. He thought used the AstroTurf for the bounce. It's a clean bounce to the first baseman. It's about the art of the short throw on a ball like that. On the fields these guys play on year round, you can't do it unless you're at Gates Field, the best high school stadium in the state of Utah, at Kearns High School. If you haven't been to Gates, you gotta go check that out. But the only field I would trust doing that with. Most players will tell you it's also the hardest infield they've ever walked on or slid on. You go through a couple pairs of pants at a tournament at Gates. 2 balls and no strikes to Critchley. Looks at strike one. And the 2-1 pitch off the plate. Count goes to 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1. That's fouled back. So Critchley now with a full count. And the payoff pitch from Brennan Stahl. How about that flare? Oh, nice effort there from Marble. Nearly got it. Good to see Coach Farnsworth in the building. Was a longtime head coach of the baseball team at Viewmont. And Coach Jeff Emery was here for the graduation ceremony. Still here. Royalty at Viewmont High School. Of course, Coach Farnsworth also was a scout for the Atlanta Braves for a long time. As Critchley fouls that to the screen. The 3-2. Critchley, nice job. Well, I thought I was going to go over the head of Fiamani off the bat. Not enough on it. As Shiona Fiamani takes care of that one. That's why you let plays happen before you say it, but apologize on that. I thought for sure he was going to flare that into right field. But that's 2 outs. As that one misses the plate. Coming to the plate now is Alex Holtstock, the designated hitter. And that's in there for called strike one. Fun week at BYU. If you haven't been to Larry Miller Field, got to come out. Best vistas. I mean, obviously, anywhere in Utah is always good. As that's a called strike. Unless you're out in, and I'm not meaning to offend anybody, but if you're out in Vernal, I mean, there's not a lot to look at. But if you're along the Wasatch Front, all the fields, the football fields and stuff are crazy. But Larry Miller Field is just unreal with the Wasatch Mountains and everything. Imagine the baseball will be played here all next year and going forward. Is there strike three on Alex Holtstock? And that will do it for the top of the fifth inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth, and Viewmont coming to the plate. Vikings lead 2-1 over Woods Cross. So Tegan Burnside will lead off the inning. He led off the third inning, getting hit by a pitch, but he was able to score the second run of the game. It's a good trade-off. But if I were to tell you, you get hit by a pitch, but you'd score a run, is that something you'd do? Is that something you'd be interested in? That's the line. Totally botched it. Is that something you'd be interested in? The 0-1. Blackwell with it, and Bo over in time for the 6-3 putout. So back to the top of the order we go for Viewmont. And Luke Jacobs coming to the plate. Should mention this young man has offers to play baseball, also football. The academies have asked him to come play quarterback for him. I know Navy offered him a scholarship, and I believe Air Force did. The Navy for certain. Is a very good athlete. Check swing, strike one. The 0-1 off the plate. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing, strike two. And now the 1-2 stays alive. One ball, two strikes. Misses up and in by just a bit. Of course, Luke had the game-winning hit last night in the eighth inning against Brighton. Takes the 2-2 pitch wide of the plate. And it's now full. And that ball lifted into shallow left field. Blackwell's there for the second out. That's one he can take, right? It's his, right? I'm not sure we have a conversation here with the manager, Coach Ayala. Having a quick chat with our home plate umpire, Anthony Preston. Interesting time for the conversation, we'll say that. So there's nothing to kind of get your blood boiled just for a second. Is when you want to talk after one of the coaches talk to the umpire, and you want to talk to him, what's he talking about? And the umpire gives you the hand. Immediately, I mean, just a little bit. At least for a guy like me. I guess I'm a Sicilian, so I always run hot. But it was like, what? Like, I want answers. Like, the 1-0 hit well. Cal Miller gets this one over the right fielder's head. Had to wait a moment. It's a ground rule double. Took a second to just get the read because it looked like the right fielder had a beat on the ball. Kason Lithgow looked like he was on it, and that ball just kept carrying, and a ground rule double. Yet to have a home run this week. That's our first ground rule double. We got a plethora of triples and doubles this week. True ones, too, not errant throws and get third. But we have yet to have a long ball. Brings up Berenstall. Chance to give him a little bit more of a cushion on the mound. And the pitch misses. The count 1-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Berenstall. The ball hit in the left center field is going to get down. That is going to score. Cal Miller. The 2-out double leads to an insurance run as Braxton Berenstall helps himself out. Or Brendan Stahl, pardon me, helps himself out. And it is 3-1 Viewmont. Those inning extenders can get you, and there'll be a pitching change. So we'll have the information for you when we come right back. You're watching the 2023 5A State Baseball Tournament. So, Stinger being replaced. A new pitcher coming in, and it's Marble, the hitter. I missed the number of our pitcher. I apologize. Tipped into the glove. Oh, no, he didn't squeeze it. Don't have a 43 on our roster here. So that pitch is swung on and missed by Marble, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But an insurance run comes across as we go to the top of the 6th. It is Viewmont 3, Woods Cross 1. You're watching the 5A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. You have my right number? It is. Come back. No. So Brennan Stahl still on the bump here for Viewmont. That one lifted out of play by Thomas Pattison. And counted as 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh. That ball hit well in left field, but we right at the left fielder. And taking that in is Tegan Burnside for the 1st down of the inning. That brings up Kason Lithgow, the right fielder. Thank you. And that's in there for a called strike. Lithgow grounded into a double play in his only plate appearance back in the third inning. And that's a take a minute and gather yourself pitch there for Cal Miller. Kind of caught him there. So ball and a strike to Lithgow. And the 1-1. That one bounced as well. So count goes 2 balls and a strike. And that one misses 3-1. And the 3-1. Ground ball to the right side. It gets under the glove of Hooper. And that is a 1-out single. Put the man aboard as we get to the top of the order for Woods Cross. So the tying run comes to the plate. And that one is wide the plate. As Cole Smith comes to the plate, he's 0 for 2 on the day. Did reach on an error back in the fourth and scored the only run for Woods Cross. And needs to move the runner here. As that ball is up. 2 balls and no strikes to the third baseman. And that's in there for a called strike to the chagrin of Smith. Do you always like getting asked, is that the furthest in? Is that the highest up? Anything? Does that matter?
I would say there's more there.
Hey, I would say strike zone's like putty. The more they hit it, the bigger it gets. At least that's what happened with the 90s Braves with Greg Maddux. The 96 series, or 95 series against the Indians, he was throwing 5 feet off the plate and was still strikes. He lived on there. Yeah. There's a called strike. Strike 2 down the way. And now the 2-2. Bender in there. Called strike 3. After that look, too, I mean, it was a interesting bat there from Cole Smith, but he got hung up on that breaking ball. And I'll bring up Max Moffitt. Moffitt singled his last time up in the fourth inning. Fouls this one off. Of course, we mentioned Max was a starting pitcher last night in the game against Lehigh. As Lehigh and Timpanogos, the collision course between those two right now is something else. To have those region rivals will be extremely interesting to watch. What we got the next 2 games is that pitch is up. They'll snap down to first. And now the 1-1. Moffitt able to get away from that one. And now the 2-1 from Brennan Stahl. That one's bounced. Who's the count to 3 balls and 1 strike to Max Moffitt. So he singled to the left side. Singled to the left side his last time up. And now the 3-1 misses up. Start missing up. Start wondering about being tired. As we come out and have a little chat here with Brendan Stahl. I don't think we're going to have a change. Gives us a chance to remind you to go support those who support us. I want to thank Modern Missionary for being a sponsor of KSL Sports Rewind. Go to modernmissionary.com, register your future missionary or your current missionary, and get a free shirt and tie. And one of the best things they offer, try it before you buy it. Get a free shirt and tie from Modern Missionary when you register your missionary, either on the website at modernmissionary.com or going to one of their locations. And you can get your missionary outfitted, but also get to try it first. And that's Modern Missionary. I want to thank them for supporting KSL Sports Rewind. In fact, if you're watching, Woods Cross and Viewmont fans, Modern Missionary location right there in Bountiful. That pitch is inside to Gavin Shoup. Shoup went down on strikes in the first inning. Flew out to left in his last plate appearance. And the 1-0 inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Gavin Shoup. And the 2-0, ground ball to second. Hooper's got it on to short for the short way. They got the out. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's Viewmont leading 3-1. You're watching the 5A State Baseball Tournament. And a little bender is in there for a called strike. Leading off the inning is Max Lee, the right fielder. As this ball lifted into shallow right field and handled properly. Center fielder can get it. His ball comes in and calls him off as Max Moffitt comes in and retires Lee for the first out of the inning. Remember that when you have converging outfielders, center fielder, if he can get it, it's his ball. But you got to just come in and take control of that. You got all 3 running out. One of you got to take control, and it needs to be the center fielder. As Fiamani looks at ball 1. Siona is 0 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. Swings through that one. The 1-1. To use the best phrase in the last 20 minutes, he ain't scared. He took that one right on the elbow. His brothers rough him up worse than that pitch. So that brings up Brady Hooper, the second baseman. And we had a balk. Did not come set. Did not come set, so balk. There's got to be a full pause. So remember that. You can look like he came set. He's got to come set. He's going to come to a full pause, no movement, and then he can go. If you start getting pitchers, they start going pretty quick. It's a little bounce that they'll do. See how his hands came set right there? Did not do that in the last at bat. And did not hit Hooper. So pass ball moves Fiamani to third base. So 1 ball, no strikes. Infield drawn in to get Fiamani at home plate as Hooper fouls that one off. And the count is a 1 ball, 1 strike. And now the 1-1. Whoa! What a tough one. Call strike. Remember, it's where it crosses the plate. I was trying to remind myself of that. That's where it crosses the plate, not where it ends up. But could feel a little snake bit. Well, we had the Woods Cross batter last inning, had an inside strike, too, that he didn't like. So most officials will tell you, you get mad, like, hey, it all evens out. If it's fouls in basketball, if it's balls and strikes in baseball, it'll all even out. They don't do it on purpose, but it evens out. You have just as many calls you don't like as they don't, as the other team. As that pitch is off the mark. And that pitch misses. I was waiting for that's the same pitch chant from somebody in the stands, but to their credit, they didn't do that. Didn't hear it. Yeah, full count. And the 3-2. And that's up in the zone. Ball 4. So runners on the corners. As Hooper draws the walk. So put runners on first and second. So it brings up Garrick Lee's going to come in and hit for Logan Skidmore. So snap over to first. Obviously first, third. Always worry about the double steal if you're Woods Cross. So typically we talk about 3 options what you'll handle the double steal or even the steal in general is whether you're going to give up second base, let him go. If you're going to snap it to second, cut off at short, or if you're going to come up and snap it to third, trying to get that guy on third base to give a tell so you can get him. Because if he's leaving on first movement from the catcher, Critchley, if you catch it off or cut it off with the shortstop, you got to play at the plate and a chance to gun down the run. Same thing if you throw it to third. Or sometimes go straight back to the pitcher. That one misses. Snap to first. Could have made Cooper do some up downs. They're going to make Hooper do up down so he's no longer tired or thirsty. And the 1-0, no movement. And now it misses up, so 2 balls and no strikes. And now the 2-0. Fastball finds the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. And now the throw over, got him with the early steal. Hooper's going to get second. And that's on the movement from the pitcher. If it takes him that long to get that ball over, did not have a shot at second base, so Hooper gets the steal. And it's runners on second and third. The 2-1, called strike two. And now the 2-2. Back to the pitcher. Knocked it down. Can't gather it. And a run's going to score. And it'll be back to runners on the corners. Ah, you feel for the kid. He stabbed it. Just couldn't. Man, that gets your blood pumping a little bit. And to try to calm your nerves, to try to get the ball. This isn't there. They certainly feel for him. So Garrett Lee's going to reach on the error. And the run came in, and it's 4-1 Viewmont. What do you think about the leather flash by Woods Cross pitchers today? Beckham Stanger has a play. We'll definitely get out on our Twitter handle and our Instagram page. A line drive that he caught, and it would have been a second one there, but unable to get his hands on the ball. We apologize for not having the name of our pitcher. He's not on the lineup card. At least not under the number 43. And we got a pinch runner going to come in, so it's number 16, Brock Uzelek. Brock Uzelek. So we'll see if we have a re-entry. Well, we can't re-enter Garrett Lee, so Uzelek will stay in. It's a designated hitter spot. So if that were to appear, he'd either hit or be replaced, as Garrett Lee cannot be re-entered. The only one that could be re-entered, however, if I remember right, is Logan Skidmore. But I believe he has to replace the person that replaced him. But also the brain's telling me that you have to be back in the spot you left. Well, we'll get it figured out. Don't think it'll happen. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 pitch. This hit well to left center field. Moffitt has to go a long way to come get it, and does. The runner will tag and will score from third. So Hooper, his speed got him to second. They want him to appeal to third. This is nothing more than, just double checking from earlier. And home plate umpire says, he was there. Remember, we had the runner earlier in the game from Woods Cross that was appealed to second and called out after advancing on a fly ball to third. So 2 outs and a runner on first base. It's Tegan Burnside. We're at the top of the order with Luke Jacobs. I talked about Luke and his prowess on the field, and he also has a cousin that's a pretty good athlete, good family. Able to confirm this, but his cousin was part of the 6A state championship soccer team, and also was the 6A player of the year. Emery Jacobs. We received this information from Mason Jacobs. I'm going to start citing my sources. So Mason Jacobs, let me know the relation. It's an athletic family up there in Davis County. As Luke looks at the ball, so 2 balls and no strikes. And now the 2-0. Hit well to left field. Going back. That's going to bounce to the base of the wall. And that is going to score a run. And it is an RBI double for Luke Jacobs. And another insurance run comes across on the RBI double from Luke Jacobs. So Brock Uselet comes in to score. That brings up Cal Miller, the sophomore. Miller chops it to first. Now it's handled cleanly. And he retired for the final out of the inning. Last chance time for Woods Cross. The Cardiac Cats coming to the plate at the top of the seventh. It's 6-1 Viewmont after a 3-run bottom of the sixth. So Beckham Stanger will lead off the inning. As Braxton Brennenstall going to try to put this game away. Looking for the complete game here from Brennenstall. And the 1-0 misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 swung on. Strike 1. And now the 2-1. Wide of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Valiant frame effort there from Cal Miller. He tried hard. And now the 2-2. Got him. 23 hit batsmen, I think, for the week. I've learned that 23 is not a good baseball number, though, because that means you have struck out. That's what a former college athlete told me, anyway. It's bad luck, because you've gone up already being out with your number on. So Bo Blackwell comes up. Really wish that had been the case with David Justice in '95 and his solo home run in Game 6. Would have been better if he was just already out. As Blackwell lifts that one out of play. You remember winner of this game, so right now Viewmont slated, if they hold on here, to come back at 7 o'clock. If they win at 7, we'll be back here tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow. We would be having softball and baseball going at the same time. We'd have some foul balls going all over the place. And there's a ball back up the middle. Took a kind of an interesting bounce there from Bo Blackwell. They got it, so the single puts runners on first and second to start the inning. They don't make the last out. Here comes Critchley. So it's Ashton Clark, the base runner at second base, who came in for Stanger. As Critchley fouls this one down the left field line and out of play. And the 0-1 to Critchley is in there for a called strike. So count no balls and 2 strikes to Critchley. And now the 0-2 well off the plate. That was a right-hander batter's box. Just because Cal Miller didn't have to move his glove doesn't mean it's a strike on an 0-2 pitch. And now the 1-2. Strike 3. So Alex Holdstock now comes to the plate with runners on first and second. Holdstock went down on strikes his last time up. Reached on a walk in the third. Oh! Just misses him inside. Right. Hits this one well to left field. That's going to get down. Don't know if they have a chance to try to score a run. They're going to try it. The throw is up the line. He's in there safe. The throw to third is in time, and the runner's out at third. So Cal Miller didn't lick his wounds, fires it to third base for the second out. But it is an RBI single for Alex Holdstock. Bo Blackwell gunned down at third. The rare 7-2-5 putout.
Now playing for 25, R.J. Jones.
So that brings up, let's see, a pinch hitter here. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike 1. Ryan Jones. And he looks at ball 1, so count even at a ball and a strike. Final out here for Woods Cross. The 1-1 misses. Must be up. And the 2-1 called strike 2, 85-mile-an-hour fastball. Last strike for Woods Cross. 2-2 up. And he wanted that one. 88. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And a runner on first. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. That was well off the plate. Always welcome anybody. If you're here to make just funny, subtle comments, just come sit by us. We have no emotional attachment and just listen. It's absolutely hilarious. Some of the things you get to hear. And it's not like either mean or anything else. It's just funny. It's just nothing to chuckle at. So the invitation is always open to, not all at once. If you want to reach out, you come sit by us and you just listen. That's the rule. And now the 1-0. Misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Case and Lithgow. Top of the order on deck. And a 2-0 to Lithgow. Misses. Oh, in there. Called strike. Got the thumbs up. That was a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Chop to the first base side. Fiamani went under the glove. And that got through Fiamani. And a runner will come in to score. And it'll be runners on the corners. E3. So runners on first and third as we go to the top of the order, and the game-tying run is at the plate. Fair to mention that we have not had a home run this week. I know we've mentioned them multiple times, but just reiterating. And Smith fouls that one back. Cole is 0 for 3 on the day. He reached on an error and scored a run in the 4th. But certainly a 2-2 count. Oh, 0-1 count. That one misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. But Cole Smith represents a tying run in this ball game. Called strike 2. Smith thought that was inside. I remember Smith had his last at bat. He had the same situation. Thought there was a ball inside, a breaking ball. He got called out on a breaking ball on the inner half. And now the 1-2 fouls that one back. Feel a little better when you give yourself your second strike off the foul ball. And the 1-2 from Berenstall lifted out of play, and we'll do it again. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Fouled it off. Would have been a very effective swinging third strike, however. He definitely would have gotten a board and brought a run in. So here we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. That ball hit in the center field. Got some topspin on it. The catch is made. And Viewmont will move on. Austin Horlacher comes in to make the play and to end the game. An absolute valiant effort from Coach Ayala's Woods Cross Wildcats. The 17th seed in the state tournament. They had to go through the top seed, Olympus, to get to bracket play. And they played well. Certainly an outstanding year for them. And something to be absolutely be proud of. For Viewmont, again, they'll come back at 7 o'clock and they will play Lehigh tonight at 7 o'clock on our nightcap game. Our Heidemann Associates players of the game goes without saying. Braxton Berenstall, what he did on the mound was absolutely outstanding. Goes a complete game, gets the win. We'll go Cal Miller, our offensive player of the game as well. Well, again, congratulations to Viewmont. Moving on, they'll play at 7 o'clock, and congratulations to Woods Cross on a valiant season and be able to respond in the state tournament and get to bracket play. An outstanding year for Coach Ayala and the boys. Again, our final score, Viewmont 6, Woods Cross 3 for Addison Grayson and Andrew Hare. I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your streaming home for state championships.